It's no secret that combat sports are just as much about selling fights as they are about throwing punches. That's why Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol aren't among the sport's highest earners. It's not that they're bad at selling fights, they're terrible at selling fights. Just listen to this.
No one usually hears the final bell, but he did. Why?
I don't know, because maybe he is luck that night. Because he is luck maybe that night.
Dmitry, let me bring you in here. Did you get lucky to not get knocked out against Artur Beterbiev?
I don't believe too much in lucky. I think luck will come to people who work a lot. And I work on it, and I become lucky.
Beterbiev and Bivol couldn't sell water to a dying man in the desert. But it's not just because English is their second language. Beterbiev and Bivol simply don't want to because they're not salesmen, they're fighters.
Dmitry, what is your message to Artur Beterbiev ahead of your rematch on February 22nd? Please look at him and tell him.
I don't have any messages. I'm not a postman. I'm an athlete. I will come to the ring and we will talk by action.
In the ring, Artur Beterbiev, the undisputed light heavyweight world champion, is terrifying. But when it comes to hyping up a fight, he's just not interested. Listen to what he had to say after he unified the light heavyweight division.
My goal is now to keep my belts, and I will do my best to do that.
Straightforward, to the point, and devoid of any kind of bravado that gets headlines. It's this no-nonsense approach that's made him one of the most feared fighters in the sport, but also one of the least recognizable. Back when Jack Dempsey was king, a champion didn't need a microphone to bring in the crowds. The Manasa Mauler didn't need anything more than his fists to pack arenas. This was a man who could dismantle his opponents with sheer brute force and aggression. And that's all the fans wanted. Oh, how times have changed. Today, the most successful names in combat are often just as well known for their personalities as their performances. Tyson Fury is the prime example. The multiple-time heavyweight champion is a brilliant boxer, yes, but he's also one of the best salesmen the sport has ever seen.
Doesn't matter if it's Dylan White, doesn't matter if it's Joe Joyce, Derek Chisora, Anthony Joshua, Usyk, it doesn't really matter. Wherever it will stop next, it's always going to be the Tyson Fury roadshow. And like I said when I was fighting Klitschko, there's only been one man on these shores ever, and he goes by the name of Tyson Fury. I'm the only man on these shores, the only man who can deliver, pull it out every single time when the pressure's on. And even when I'm put down twice in the fourth round, I will get back up and knock a mother out, because that's what I do.
On his way up the ranks, the Gypsy King wasn't even known for his knockouts or his in-ring flair. In fact, he was a fairly bland and awkward outfighter who got people to tune into his fights by his outlandish behavior, trash talk, and larger-than-life persona. As he got older, though, his fighting style became more exciting, and his out-of-ring character grew even more outlandish. It was one big win-win for prize fighting. Fury's persona brought in the fans, and his boxing was a brilliant advertisement for combat sports. That's not how it always works, though. Take Conor McGregor, for instance. The Irishman was an exceptionally skilled UFC champion with GOAT-level potential. But instead of continuing to build his legacy inside the octagon, McGregor took time off to make hundreds of millions of dollars in what was basically a celebrity boxing match against Floyd Mayweather Jr., before moving on to sell whiskey, clothing, and everything in between.
What's up, everybody? Hello. Put my whiskey down, Notorious Irish whiskey. Coming soon.
When McGregor finally turned his attention back to the cage, he won just one of his next 4 fights. By 2021, it was clear that Conor simply wasn't the fighter he used to be, and his opponents were leaving him behind. The problem with McGregor, though, is that in 2025, people were still waiting for his epic return. And why?
You've been able to get into his head or under his skin again?
I'm gonna go through his head, put holes in them and take it off its shoulders. That's the goal here. He's done here. This is it for him. This is the end of the road. Even after that last fight, I don't love this anymore. I don't love doing this. He knew what was coming. He knew the smacks he took. So it's on now. Saturday night he's getting walked around that octagon like a dog and put to sleep.
McGregor could sell a fight better than anyone in UFC history. And his ability to talk the talk, even when he could no longer walk the walk, partly due to a leg he broke in a fight he lost, kept him the biggest name in the sport. This is a problem in today's fight game. Being a skilled fighter is now often secondary to being able to sell a fight. That's where Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol run into trouble. Take Beterbiev's unification of the light heavyweight division, a feat that hadn't been accomplished in over 20 years. Better than that, he achieved it with a perfect record of 21 wins with no losses and an astonishing 20 knockouts. Yet barely anyone knows who he is. Bivol too is a world-class fighter. His record was spotless until his highly contentious loss to Beterbiev, a defeat that many felt should have gone in his favor. You get the feeling he only cares about winning, but it's like his promoters want him to make it personal.
Before I was so wanted to have these belts and nothing else. But today I want not only just belts. I wanna revenge. I wanna fix what I did before. I wanna win, not just belts. It's not only about belts now.
In this era, personality trumps punching power. So Beterbiev and Bivol remain criminally underrated and sorely overlooked. They're the kind of fighters old-school fans would have lined up to see, no matter who was their opponent. In this age of combat sports, the fighter's job isn't just to win, it's to make sure everybody knows about it too. That's a real shame because who wouldn't want to watch brilliant beasts like these go 12 rounds? Just not on a mic.
My goal is now to keep my belts, and I will do my best to do that.
Dmitry Bivol says that he wants revenge. What do you think when you hear that?
We have revenge. If you want revenge, no problem.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.